What's going on there, guys? We back with another one, and today we got to talk a little bit more about Ja Morant, but this time we talking about Kevin Garnett and his show. He had Tony Allen on, um, Grizzlies legend, known for his defense, one of the tougher defenders, during that time. He's the person that they would put on Kobe, Kawhi, all these people, in the heyday of the Grindhouse, and Tony Allen is from the Chi, and he's been involved in a lot of things on and off the floor. The most notable thing that people remember is OJ Mayo missing a string of games where they said it was an injury, but it was really because Tony Allen put hands on him and his face wasn't in condition to be shown on national television. So Tony Allen really is about that. And he's been through several situations. I got introduced to Tony Allen when he played at Oklahoma State. I don't want to say this wrong, but was it him and John Lucas or something like that? Did they play together? It was something like that, and they had a real solid team. But he and KG spoke about Ja Morant, and one thing Tony Allen said is he been through everything that Ja's been trying to portray, saying that he's really about that life. And to somebody like Tony Allen, I said in one of my early videos, he doesn't try to overly show you he went through that or he's about that, because people that's about that try to get away from it. KG, Ja South Carolina brethren, he talked about something that is very key, and I don't think people think about it enough, and I'm gonna talk about that after I show you this clip. Check it out.
And he has the luxury of being able to survive this, but more importantly, I don't think he's thinking about what he is, the corporate Ja. What he's actually, his actions is costing him. Like real shit. I'm not saying they're gonna do this, but if they wanted to, man, companies put language in the contract for shit like this. Mm-hmm. This is how they, I didn't even say leverage you, but this is how, it's one thing Ja needs to understand, bro. You don't get to pick and choose when you want to be a professional, young fella. When you took the hat and you put it on and you stamped it and he shook up and he gripped you, that was him saying to the world that, yeah, I'm ready for this step, and taking the next step as a professional. You got to do better, and you got to put yourself around better to do better. But more importantly, I think the league needs to take this example and set up the ambassadorship around the league.
And I think this summer gonna be a big summer for him.
It is, mature-wise. I think he grow up responsible,
yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? He gonna have to have some backbone to take this 40. Real shit. Straight up, Joe. You got to have some real backbone, and it's gonna be a process, and you're gonna have to be, you're gonna have to be motivated, because there's gonna be 40 games that you're gonna have to sit on the side and just watch. And you gotta still be in shape, and you gotta, as soon as it's 40 over, they're expecting you to come in here and then be able to go. So yeah, your whole process gotta be on another level. But I'm wishing young fella all the best, man. Ja, if you need us, man, reach out, man. Have someone from your camp, man. It ain't nothing. Man, we all in this, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? I wish you and your family well. Real shit, my dude.
Man, I reach out to his dad every day, man. I ain't gonna lie. I tell him, hey, man, I'm in y'all corner. I'm around, here if you need me, call me. I've been through
A, B, and C.
Some of everything of what he trying to portray, you know what I mean? And it could get rough, man.
This ain't it, bro. Worked your ass off to get away from shit like this.
Yeah, I promise you.
So that point right there that KG was talking about, where Ja, if he gets, let's just assume he gets 40 games. When he returns, they're going to expect him to hit the ground running. You have to think, that puts Ja back in mid-January, mid-January actually. And they're going to expect him to produce at a high level. But he's going to have to get back in game shape. He's going to have to do so much on the fly. And when he re-enters that locker room, who has taken the interim leadership role? Has Jaren Jackson, one of these young guys, do they bring in some more vets that take on that veteran leadership role? So his role may be compromised a bit just due to necessity. Does Tyus Jones take that leadership role? Because I could see Tyus Jones won a championship at Duke, had to take that leadership role, and he'll have keys solely to the car, and he'll be done start at 40 games. Like I said before, if God forbid that team is like, 25-15 when Ja come back, 28-12 or something like that, do you take Tyus Jones out if the team is clicking to that level and put Ja right back in, or do you have him come off the bench, until things get back to where it's obvious he needs to be the starting point guard? Because look, Tyus is going to embrace this. I mean, I know he's supporting Ja and they're really close, but any competitor is going to embrace this opportunity. And what this is going to allow is the demand for Tyus Jones to go through the roof. His play, if he can elevate his play and play, let's say he's averaging like 19 and 10 or something like that until Ja comes back. Or we could lower the points a little bit, 17 and 10. And the reason I say that, because he is a point guard that leads the league in assist to turnover ratio for a few years now. And that's going to make the demand for him go through the roof. And they're going to have to always have a contingency plan, like as an organization, just anticipating what happens if Ja makes another one of these moves that causes us to lose our starting point guard that we've invested $200 million in. Do we have other point guards ready to go? And I say that because Tyus Jones could be out the door. You can't ask any player that is a competitor to settle on being a career backup, especially when they're young like he is. So Ja's going to have to come back and get the locker room. They expect him to be a professional. That's big what KG said. And it's nice to see Tony Allen was reaching out to Ja's father, telling him he was in their corner and all that. But those actions just have to change at this point, man. Nobody, people keep saying he's a kid. He's a kid. I mean, unfortunately, he has a kid. So he's a young man at this point. We can keep calling him a kid until he's out the league. So let's be real with him and tell him he's a young man that has to make young man decisions. He can get in the club. He can, drink and do all this stuff. Pay for private rooms. So he's a man. We can't have him just be a kid to soften the blow of his poor decision making. We have to hold him accountable so that he can correct those behaviors. But man, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.